Mōreo ore te whānau, no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass of the heart of sports action, brought to you by 99 Dreams, empowering others to chase their dreams. With your hosts, Tukoirangi, Rawiri, and sometimes our friends. We're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to thank 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's lineup.
Yes. So, Matt, I don't even know. I always say we got a good show lined up for you, or we got a short one lined up, or we got a big one lined up. Matt, I don't even know what we got lined up some of these times. I just be winging it out here. I'll be winging it, G. All I know is for certain is today there's a TAB section, there's a paper, scissors, rock, and there is a middle conclusion, hypothesis, and a methodology all in there somewhere. So just stay tuned and ride the wave with us, man. I don't even know. I had some energy drink today. The energy levels are here, whānau. The energy levels are here. But hey, if you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a regular listener, shout out to you. To our whānau in Australia, what up? G'day, how are ya? To our whānau in Russia, sorry, I don't know any Russian, but hello, how are ya? To our whānau in Germany, what's goody? Again, I don't know much German except Ich bin eine Frau. I can't even remember what it is, but I learned it on Duolingo. I probably butchered it, but what up to our German listeners? Over to the United States, to our whānau friends over the United States, what's good? Welcome back to the podcast. We're glad to have you here. And to our few listeners here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, you can't hear that, but it was a mana wave. It was a mana wave. Welcome. We're glad to have you guys here. And if you guys are listening and you come from the vlog channel, was good. This is what we do outside of riding motorcycles. Every episode, we start it the same way. Every time I say every episode, I feel like every episode, every day, experience the rush with us. But anyway, so every episode we start this off with a paper, scissors, rock. Paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. We don't have a running tally. We did start it, and then we realized 43 episodes later, it's just too much. So yeah, we just rock, paper, scissors. Winners win, losers lose. Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I don't like that at all. No, I don't like that. I don't like that one at all.
In my head, I'm going paper, and then last minute when we're going 1, 2, 3, I go, nah, scissors. It's the play.
I threw it down and I didn't like it. I did not like it at all.
I psyched myself out. That's no good, whānau. We're on a losing streak. That's 2 in a row now, whānau. We lost on Tuesday and we lost again tonight. Whew, miserable. Hey, anyway, I thought we'll try a little bit of something before we get into our preview for the week. But who do you think is going to be the man of the weekend? Who do you think is going to make our team of the week? But who do you think is going to be that tino, just tangata that's
like man of the round, you reckon?
Yeah. Ooh. Before the weekend starts, who do you got?
Geez, it's a good round of NRL. This is Origin teams get named next week, right? Or is it the end of?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well,
people will be staking their claim for Origin. It might not be the good answer, but it's answer I'm rolling with. I'm going with Matt Burden. Surprise, whānau. Matt Burton, that boot of his. That's my pick, man. He's been in some good form lately, and I hope he carries it on. I kind of need him to. Yeah, that's who I've got. What about you? Who you got?
Well, I'm just going to carry on from your corridor just a little bit before I give you my one. But if anyone from that Bulldogs team, I'll be going with Stephen Crichton because he's going one-on-one with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. I looked at the lineups just before, and they're on opposite, so they're not facing each other in the lineup. They're on opposites, so you'd only assume that Crichton's going to go off against Roger down that edge. So I think that'll be a good battle to look out for, both defensively and on offense. But in terms of my man of the round, let me have a look. Who are all the teams playing this weekend? Ooh. We know, there's one person out of all of these people that really needs to step up this weekend. And then there's other players that you're kind of hoping they get the job done this weekend. In terms of that must step up person, you got to look at Nicho Hynes, right? He needs to have that man of the weekend performance. Sorry, Nicho, I'm not picking on you, but just because there's a lot of hate going around towards Nicho Hynes, and he's got to turn the ship around at some point, right? So is this the game that he turns things around, where he gets his season back on track? Because he has had a rough patch, man. Ever since Origin, just things haven't been falling his way. And, he cops a lot of the blame because, the brighter the star, the bigger the blame. So at some point, where does that sort of stop? Where does that go? All right, time to put on a big performance. But in all honesty, I'm going with who's kind of my favourite player at the moment. I'm just enjoying what he's doing out there on the field. It looks like he's having a ball of a time. And, hey, one more great performance should put him on Madge's radar for at least next season. But I'm going with simply the best. We're going Bradman best. Hopefully he can build off of last week's performance and just, be simply the best. That's who I've picked, man. I'm liking the centers this season. I don't know what it is about centers and wingers. I just like what they're doing. They're they got that dog in them, They got that dog in them.
I feel like the centre spot in the NRL is one of the more diverse ones. Like, their skill sets are they range, Like, you have some who are really good defensively, don't kind of offer much in attack. You have some that are the opposite, who are all attack, no defense. You have ones that can hit a really good line, and they just run a straight hard line. And then you have ones who have a little bit more skill, like they can do that the tip on real well. So I feel like there's very few centers that have all of that. I'd say Critter might be one, Joey Manu would be one, but the other ones are kind of like good at one thing, maybe lacking another area. But it's more, I feel, one of the more diverse positions in the NRL. So yeah, it's kind of get what you want there.
100%. Although one player I would love to have a game and get that man of the weekend title is Zach Lomax, man. I really want to see him do well because it's against the Roosters, and me, anytime the Roosters lose, I'm happy. But I don't think they will because it's Cottle's 300th for the Roosters this weekend, is it? Or has he already had his 300 for the Roosters? I'm pretty sure it's Cottle's 300. Because I saw on socials they did a hackathon, and I know it was recent because Joey was in a sling, so that's how I know it was recent. So it must be Caudle's 300. And if you don't know who I'm referring to as Caudle, it's obviously Jared White or Hargreaves. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way at all. I mean just,
I think he already probably had it, I think.
Well, I think he's played 300 NRLs, but he hasn't played the 300. Yeah. Maybe he gets on the chalkboard.
Maybe he does.
Has he scored a try so far this season?
I don't think so. That's just off the top of the head. most props, I'm just going to say no instinctively.
I don't know. It's all just saying his overall 300 games for South Sydney, but no one's talking about his 300 for the Roosters. To be honest, he's Def's a Hall of Famer, ain't Jared? I think it's his longevity and like he's kind of giving, you know how like Tim Duncan was still able to perform at the end of his career, like in his final year, he probably could have played at least two more off the bench, but he was, you know, he kind of left as one of those interchange starters, so he'd start a couple games, be off the interchange. I feel like that's how Jared's finishing up his career as a Rooster. Obviously, I think he's going to Super League, but yeah, what a way to sort of finish your time up in the NRL. Is just head high, bumpers up, and off the back fence. So yeah, shout out to Jared, dumb man. Let's dive into Thursday night, 4th of July. Parramatta Eels hosting the South Sydney Rabbitohs at CommBank Stadium, Sydney. Let's go, Ashay, all day Adelaide. I've been watching some Spanian. Let's Oj. Yeah, few changes to the side this week. We see Latrell returning from Origin duty. They had the bye last week, so Latrell Mitchell comes back. I thought we'd get to see him in that centres, but Hornby reckons, we'll chuck him back at fullback, because I thought, you know, Jai Gray did an outstanding job in their last game out in Latrell's absence. So I thought, you know, why not run it like at fullback and just see what just see what might happen. You don't need Tane Milne out there, because he might just get sent off anyway. You got to see Sean Russell in the bin or on the bench with HIA, because Tane Milne's coming, bruh. Far out. Blaze Talangi might get injured. Bro, don't injure Blaze Talangi. Shucks. This is my fantasy team right here. Bugger. And I've used up all my trades too, and I still suck. Yeah, but hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's a learning year. It's a learning year.
That's it.
What am I thinking about this team? Look, we see Keon Kolomatangi holding that lock position in the return of Cam Murray. We're starting to notice that a little bit more this day. Like you see it with the Roosters too, hey? Victor Radley's playing in that second row a lot more now. They're going with a stockier lock to kind of, you know, match some of that physicality up front, because it's great having a ball playing lock, but I think now's that era where you kind of want to define something else. You don't want to just copy that blueprint that the Panthers have been successful, because I think teams are finally realizing, shit, we're not the Panthers. We can't run these plays. So it's good to see teams shaking it up. And like, you know, the Bulldogs, they're not running that Panthers shit. They're running Bulldog shit, and that's working for them. You know, and I think teams that are trying too much to steal an identity that isn't their own, you see that they're failing to come up with the goods. I think that's where the Eels are at the moment. And there's some rumours going around the Eels that they are struggling to find a coach to replace Brad Arthur, which have a lot more than just their current Eels players uneasy. But incoming recruits such as Zach Lomax has been reported to feel uneasy about his decision to join Parramatta Eels, because he joined under the influence that he was going to be coached by Brad Arthur. And so that's why he was headed to Parramatta Eels. And in order to get a contract signed, because that came out pretty early in the season that he wanted out, that Parramatta were keen. And then I think that was all done and dusted before round 10, eh? Lomax going to the Eels.
Yep.
So it felt very rushed, and I think they're going to lean on that and potentially try and get his contract overturned with the Eels. Don't take that as gospel. That's just rumors from the rumor mill that we've seen out there in the streets. We got to keep our ear to the streets for y'all listening, man. There's a few key injuries to this forward pack that I think are holding them back, and that key injury is Jermaine Hopgood, and we may not see him return this season. There is potential that he may not return, or if he does, it'll be garbage time, and there's no point coming back if you're in garbage time. That's just when you let the young bloods have a couple of games because the season's almost over for Parramatta. The Bunnies, on the other hand, they're starting to cook. They're starting to cook out there, no pun intended. It's Damien's last season, so no doubt the bro will be wanting to go out with a bang. And I think the Bunnies are starting to get those wheels turning. They'll need a big win here to offset some of those points differential because they're sitting on similar points. And if they want to keep climbing that ladder, they need to start putting in some big performances. They'll definitely be, overjoyed to see the return of Latrell Mitchell. And I don't know if you saw it. He did a podcast interview the other day where he actually got to, open up candidly about how he's felt about the way he's been treated these past few years. And there's a clip of him I seen on TikTok that he said he was actually pretty keen to throw it in at the end of this year. He just thought it wasn't worth all the off-field stress. And we said that earlier on in the season, it's trendy, for people to just jump on the hate of Latrell Mitchell because it's Latrell Mitchell. Everyone just jumps on the hate real quick. And we always say there's no Latrell Mitchell hate on this. We do critique some of his performances. So if there's, a few lazy tackles or he just doesn't get there in time, we do call him out on that. But we never go as deep as, saying he's useless or he's anything this or that because, man, he is a superstar and the game will be worse off without him. But yeah, he accredits some of the off-field bullshit. We'll call it bullshit. He accredits some of the off-field bullshit that he gets from the media and from the fans as to why he reacts sometimes the way he does on the field. That's why he's so aggressive, and he just says he gets caught in a moment, sees red, and that's why some of those brain fades happen, and that's why you'll see him put on high shots, or you'll see him come storming over from the other side of the field just to get into a fight. It's because he admitted that he hasn't been able to figure out how to regulate those emotions that he gets from outside the game. So when it comes to the footy, it all kind of tangles into one. And look, Fano, if you're getting out to those Souths games, just support the bro, man. You don't need to boo the bro every time he gets the ball or he's kicking the ball. He doesn't deserve that. He's a quality player, and 100% the game would be worse off without him, especially you New South Wales fans. I don't give a fuck what team you support, man. Get behind the trial. Don't boo him every time he comes to your stadium. Look what he did for us in Game 2, man. Look what he did for us in Game 2 and many other years. Just give the bro his flowers because y'all going to miss him when he's gone. He's the closest thing we got to GI. Selwyn's a little bit there, but not quite. So, man, you've got to enjoy him while it lasts because, coming from a couple of old heads, it's not the same when your favourite players start, retiring and you got to look out for the new ones coming through. It doesn't hit the same, I don't get excited about the Broncos like I used to when we had Darren Lockyer, Justin Hodges, Sam Thaiday, Corey Parker, to name a few. That team used to just get me hyped. I'm like, let's go. Park up there with my pizza and my Cokes on a Friday night. So, stuff like that gets you going. But back to this game. I think, man, the Eels need to win this one. The Eels need to win this more than the Rabbitohs. You wouldn't expect this to be a game you'd want to watch. I feel like this would be a Sunday evening game for me, like one of those ones that you just kind of throw away. But it's on a Thursday night, and Thursdays never let us down. They haven't let us down. So, touching wood, this is going to be a banger. Either defensively, and it'll be low scoring, but it'll be like a real intense contest, or it's going to be high scoring and no defense, but it's going to be a close one. I'm going to give the nod to the Rabbitohs. I just think coming off the back of their Origin performance, I think Latrell's going to be, happy playing footy at the moment. Cam Murray in that second row, so him playing on the edge, and then Keon Kolomatangi. He's been solid as a rock for this team, man. I think he's a huge part of the reason that they've started to see that shift on field. Just the mahi he does through the middle, playing in at lock, man. It's been a shift, a welcome shift for the Bunnies, and I think ever since he's been playing lock, they've been slowly climbing up that ladder. So shout out Keon Kolomatangi. What's up? Over to you for your breakdown, brother. But I'm going Bunnies. Bunnies by a bit.
You're going Bunnies for this game. I'm actually following you on that one. I think I've picked them to win. And it's a big game. In seasons past, we would be expecting this as like a preview of the playoffs, right? Well, it's not looking like it this season. If anything, this might be a predictor of who might win that wooden spoon, potentially. I mean, we do expect the West Tigers to claim that award eventually. But, you have, Eels in 15th with 16 points. Rabbitohs are just one above them with 20 points. Oh, wait, no, I lied. Hold five. Hold five. The Eels only have 12 points.
What? Is that why they're so shit? Well, not shit, sorry. They're so far down the...
Yeah, and the Rabbitohs have 16 points. But the Rabbitohs have had all their buys, it looks like it. So if the Eels lose this game, and the Tigers somehow win, which they won't, they could, end up being last. And it's also important for the Rabbitohs because winning this game kind of keeps them in touch with the top 8. Currently, they're 2 games out, or they're 4 points behind. So a win here is super important, man. So both teams kind of have a lot to play for. But I just think the Rabbitohs are too much on a roll at the moment. They look like they're all clicking. So for that reason, I have to go Rabbitohs. And as long as Trent Barrett is the coach of the Eels, which I hope he is forevermore, I will continue to not pick them. Because like I keep saying, he is a great assistant, but not the head honcho. And they need to name their head coach soon.
They need to. They really need to settle this club down, and just give the boys some peace of mind, especially the incoming players. Because no one wants to be coached by Trent Barrett.
Do you know if Hindy has anything to do with him? Or is he too much? He's too busy with their his media obligations, eh?
Yeah, I think he's too media,
Footy
so
show?
He can't. No, the Matty Johns show.
Oh yeah,
Late night with Matty Johns
show.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even think about him as like a head coach. Like, surely you'd bring him in as like a forwards coach or something. Just have him around the club, have him around the players.
Similar to the way you have Willie Mason interact with the Bulldogs every now and then. They just old head, like a real workhorse that's been in, that bleeds the club.
Ooh, Nathan Kalis?
Oh yeah. Where is he?
Wasn't there word he was looking at the Kiwis job?
True.
He's a Parramatta legend, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. He fuck up off his back here, eh?
What's a Taranaki?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, there's pictures up at the up at Cairo, the marae, just up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why not? Why not bring someone of that stature in? Maybe, and if it's not as head coach, just have them around the team, man, in some sort of coaching freaking capacity.
Yeah, same as how they get the Johns brothers up at the Knights every now and then. They don't have them in the front office, but they have them around the club. They know what players are playing good enough to speak out about it in the media. So,
Yes.
Here's a fun stat before you move on real quick, though. Rabbitohs are 1-5. 1-5 away. The Eels are the Eels are 4-4 at home.
Ooh.
So both teams are pretty average. Based on those stats, you'd probably go Eels to win it at home, but that's 50-50. And Rabbitohs are only 1-5 on the road.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm going with the Rabbitohs. in what I hope will be a Thursday night banger. I have no doubt it will be. If I had to give you a final score, let's go with a nice 24-12. Yeah, final score. That's what I'm going with. On to Friday night at what kind of stadium name is that? C.X. Coffs International Stadium. Where the hell is that?
Coffs
Anyway,
Harbour.
I have no idea. Again, I don't know nothing about Aussie or their geometry, whatever. But we have Sharks versus geography. See, shows you how much I know. Sharks versus Titans.
Geometry, shapes. Gee.
Anyway, this game's kicking off at 8 o'clock. Sharks versus Titans. And it is, all eyes will no doubt be on one man, the man wearing that number 7 for the Shark, Nicholas Hines. It is well documented how his slump, well, it's well documented the slump that he's been in, since he's been dropped from the Origin team and then the not so good performance he had against my Bulldogs. I don't know, man. It's hard to get out of a rut, And when the Sharks team, because they go as good as he goes, he is the guy. When he's on, pretty much they always win. When he's off, they're definitely not winning. You know what I mean? And it's a case of, do they need the other players to step up? Are they too reliant on him? Because, honestly, the team's a good team, even without him, right? Just looking at name recognition and the style of play that they play. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's just, can't quite put my finger on it. And I don't know if he'll recover from it. I hope he does. He's a quality player. I don't think anyone saw this when he came over from Storm. Right? I mean, we all thought he was going to be the fullback. And then they switched him into the halves, which is what he played growing up, I believe. And no one saw him winning the Dally M award. And he did with, I think it was a record at the time, the most points ever in the Dally M. Now, albeit there was also the first time they went to 2 scoring judges for each game. So obviously you could just score more. But no one saw that coming. And now he's in that play of pretty much being an elite 7. I wouldn't say he's like Nathan Cleary tier, but there's only one Nathan Cleary. But you would say he's probably in that next tier with the DCEs, with the Jerome Hughes. But when his form's down like this, he kind of goes into like the tier below them, which is so sad to see because he's such a great player. I've no doubt he'll turn around. Like I said, no one saw this coming. Well, I never think any diehard fans saw this coming. But when you do come to that level, there are expectations placed on you. And unfortunately, in this last, little period, last month, he just hasn't delivered, which is the cold, hard truth about it, right? I'm not too sure if he's on social media. Hopefully he's not, because all the haters be hating. I mean, all over the media, it's crazy. But no doubt, no matter which way you look at it, all eyes will be on him. And to be honest, I think I've picked the Sharks to win this one. Mainly because they're at home. So I think he'll have the crowd around him. But that is on the fact that he will be, back to his best. Because if he's not, then I've definitely gotten it wrong. And I can see the Titans winning this one. Looking ahead to the Titans now, they have the return of AJ Brimson. He is replacing Jaden Campbell. Obviously, Jaden Campbell coming off that spectacular performance where he broke the record for most points by a Titan in a single game after the 66-6 demolition job of the Wires. So we got a team coming off an absolutely dominant victory, but that momentum was halted by the bye up against a team that in essence should have won it. They should have been my Bulldogs. I'm not going to lie about that. But they didn't. And they're low-key, after going 9-1 in their first 10 rounds, have now won only, I think it's like something like one game in their last like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think it was against us.
Yes, I mean, so not good, not good. You know, you got a team trending the wrong way and the Titans trending in the right way. So I think it would be a good game. It's a good setup game, I believe, for the game that'll be after it. I'm looking for, just looking at these lineups. And where is it? Oh, Tay Wilton. Tay Wilton's back. I'm wondering if they'll shift him to 12 and bring Talakai off the bench. Because
Yeah,
Talakai can
probably
kind of play like that, you know. He can,
impact player.
yeah, be their impact player. He can cover for any of the backs if they go down. So I would expect that to happen. I don't know how you even go about these Sharks, right? Because, well, what? Week 18 now. And I feel as though I still don't know anything about them. They've been confusing me since the start of the year, and I'm still confused by this team. It's a good team. That's a top 8 team easily. I don't know what they're missing. Or maybe they're not missing anything. Like, we say all that to say that what? They're currently still top 4. It's not like the wheels have come off completely. They're still a good team. But yeah, man, it's just all about that guy wearing that number 7. And for the Titans, they're finding good form now. Hopefully the bye doesn't halt their momentum. Hopefully they can carry on about it. I think they've found like their style now. Took them a while, but I think they're buying into the Des Hasler way of doing things. And recent results have shown what they're capable of. But other than that, man, I don't really have much to say. I think I'm going to stick with the Sharks. They're at home. I don't think Hines has to play a 10 out of 10 game, but I think if he plays 7 out of 10 or get them home, I just hope it doesn't come down to the kicking. Because if it does, it might come back to haunt him again. Bro, it's crazy because they showed a stat. He's actually like, his conversion rate was ridiculous for the season. Like, I think in the 80s, high 80s maybe. And then, yeah, just so happens, you know, like, kicking from the side. I mean, kicking from the side's never a gimme. I feel as though it depends on where the first try is. Like, if the first try isn't on a sideline, like, you can't use that first one as a warm-up, right? So if you can score that first one under the sticks, pretty much in front or anywhere, like, within, so it's not much of an angle, it kind of warms you up so that when you do go to the side, because you've had that first one or maybe the first two, makes it a little bit sweeter. Where if your first one's on the sideline, if you miss it, you kind of compensate a bit too much, especially like if you pull it or you push it, you kind of tend to do the opposite. And if you're constantly having to switch sides, you can't really dial it in. But yeah, don't have nothing else to say. I'm going to go with the Sharks. Final score, I'm going to go with 18-14, low scoring affair. What about you, bro?
See, I do know that in order for the Sharks, like you said, to perform, it's got to be on the back of Nico Hines. Earlier on in the season, when they were cooking, actually, fun fact is it was a lot of Mulitalo scoring doubles and triples. There was like that trend where he went, I think, 4 games in a row scoring at least a double, and then he scored like 2 games where he had hat tricks. So, I mean, a lot of that form was what carried them through lots of games, was actually off of Mulitalo's ability to put the ball over the line. He, I don't think, has scored as many tries in maybe 10 rounds. So that's also a contributing factor when you think about how good the Sharks were earlier on in the season. And I think the downward spiral came after Trindle's cocaine and drunk driving. Ever since that kind of happened, they've been real rocky. They haven't been able to find that stability. So that's been a thing. And then at least, you know, on the positive for the Sharks is that it's allowed Kale Edel time to shine. And, you know, he's definitely the future. That's the future of that club. Flipping over to the Titans, who slowly become a fan of this particular Titans team. I used to be a big fan back when they had Scott Prince, Matt Rogers, Kevin Gordon, Preston Campbell, Will Zillman, Luke Bailey, Nathan Friend, like I can rattle Minicello. I can rattle off heaps of their players. I used to love watching the Titans back then. Big fan when Jetstar was their sponsor, but that was a long time ago. They haven't been nowhere near as good. But I'm getting to my point. I told you, man, caffeine and me, we don't mix. I don't drink caffeine. I don't know why I drink caffeine. I don't drink caffeine. What was the one thing Queensland were missing the other day in game 2? They were missing mongrel and intensity. And there's 2 Titans players that bring mongrel and intensity. One of them is actually out for the season. They're really missing 10-year Tino. But the other is David Fafita. Now, I know all you Queenslanders, in Billy we trust, in Billy we trust. Well, where was your firepower in that game? He was on a bye round, coming off a 60-point thrashing against the Warriors. He's your guy's man, and I'm looking forward to seeing David Fafita step up big time. Touch wood, the bro doesn't get injured, because if he stays healthy through this game, he better get picked, is what I'm saying, man. Like, what does the bro have to do to get picked for State of Origin this year? What has he done? Because, man, I think he's in some great form at the moment, and he offers that intensity to match the likes of Angus Crichton and Liam Martin. You know, he's got that dog in him to stick up for the smaller guys and not get pushed around. Like, I still have that clip of Ruben Cotter running up to Crichton, and Angus Crichton just pushes him off. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Fuck off. That's still ingrained in my mind. Sorry, Queenslanders. It is what it is, baby. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to David Fafita putting on a showcase to sort of put his hand up and go, look, Billy, I'm here. I'm your man. If you need mongrel, if you need intensity, I got you. Because I think he's actually matured quite a lot this season. Normally, you know, he was underwhelming, not living up to his full potential. But this season, you know, you can't fault the guy. He's been everything you need from a second rower. The Roosters would, you know, say otherwise, but I think, yeah, David Fafita has been, you know, a bright light in the absence of 10-year Tino. So, in saying that, I think the Titans could get the job done over these Sharks, eh? The Sharks didn't impress me last week against the Bulldogs, and I'm not too sure they're going to impress me on Friday against the Titans. And the other forward who impressed me the most off that Queensland side, who I think was probably one of the best performers, is Moake Fotuaika, and he's also on the Titans. I don't see anyone on the Sharks team that stands out to me as a threat. Because Mulitalo's been shut down how many weeks now? Everyone's talking about Alofiana Campaneda. And he's also getting a look in as a potential replacement for Oates. Yeah, so look to that. Also, Brimo will be wanting to put his hands up to get a look in. Can Brimo kick?
Not at the level of Holmes. And I don't actually know if he can kick. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, well, hey, look. Who kicks then on this team? Kenny. Because it was Campbell.
Was Campbell too. Shit. I actually wouldn't have a clue.
Is it Verrills?
I don't think so, because Verrills normally comes off the bench.
Is it Ford?
Tanner Boyd?
Where's Tanner?
But he's at 18th.
So it ain't going to be Tanner.
Could he come in for the team late, though?
For who?
I don't know.
Philip Sami to move AJ to the centres.
I don't think they're moving AJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Could it be for Kinney? Nah. Surely
nah, Kinney's he pushed Campbell out of the fullback position.
True that. I don't know, man. Maybe Kinney can kick. I don't know. Foreign, but
can he kick? We'll find out.
I have this vivid memory of Foreign when he was at the Bulldogs. We got a penalty like right out in front, and he missed it, and it never left my mind. So can he kick? No. No, he can't kick. Fucking unbelievable. That's what it was.
Unflippin' believable. All right. Well, hey, look, I'm going to go with the Titans. I think Lofiana Khan-Pereira is one of the informed wingers at the moment. Just his speed and his ability to read the play. Keanu Kinney, again, one of the shining talents that are coming through, these youngsters, these young fullbacks that are dominating the league. We are in the fullback era. That's what I'm calling this era, man. We're in the fullback era. Almost every team, I guess, except for the Sharks, have a great young fullback. And like, how old is Will Kennedy? He look at least 30, but he probably like 23.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually know.
It's the no hair that puts me off, eh? Like bald people, you can never tell. He's born in 97, so that makes him how old? 27. Dang, life ain't been good to you, cuz. All right, well, yeah, I'm going Titans anyway. Moving along to the Friday night. I would normally call it a Friday night delight, baby. Your Brisbane Broncos taking on the Panthers back home at Suncorp Stadium. Normally I'd deliver it with that much intensity. But ladies and gentlemen, this isn't that Broncos team that we know and love. And this Panthers team just got beat last week by some senseless Cowboys. So we know that they're looking to dish out some punishment. We do get to see the return of Reece Walsh. It's been a few weeks. I think returning to Clubland will do him some justice. He did look a little out of sorts in Game 2 of State of Origin, and that was the first time we'd seen him since he got laid out by Joseph Suali'i. So it's a big stage to return on, right? It's not just another club game against the Sharks. It's the brightest lights, bigger than international footy, on par with the grand final. So not the biggest stage, the easiest stage to perform on. Now coming back, again, not the easiest stage to perform on. You're at home, you're hosting the defending premiers in a grand final rematch. In a rematch we lost the first time out, in a close match actually. We lost because Reece Walsh got knocked out by that criminal, Taylor May. But the Panthers last week, after State of Origin, they rested To'o, Edwards, Luai, Martin. So all those boys are rested, coming back. They're going to be rolling off a high. To'o has found some amazing form lately. Like, when he came back from the first Origin after New South lost, he came back with aggression and passion, man. He hit a hat-trick, hey? He hit a hat-trick, and then Talau hit a 4-trick.
Oh.
Was that it? Or did he only get a double?
Oh, yeah. Is this the Penrith Manly game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Toto got a first half hat trick, yeah. And then Talau got
the 4. So we were like, well, winners win, but man, 4's 4. And then Pereira, like 2 weeks later, gets 4. So I guess it's not that spectacular after all. So yeah, To'o is in some amazing form, not just coming off the back fence, but I don't know what it is. I think it's being outside Paul Alamuti. That's been his centre ever since Taylor May left, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paul's just giving him good ball. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm enjoying, eh? Paul's getting him ball at the right time. I think Taylor May took on the line a lot because at the start of the season, To'o was quite quiet. He wasn't getting as much ball. Taylor May gets replaced. To'o's starting to shine again. So I think, Taylor was taking up some of To'o's carries close to the line. Also, Dylan Edwards, man, scoring a try on debut for New South Wales at Origin. He's going to be coming back with some hella confidence. Bro's walking around with a doomer. You might as well just call him OG Mudbone. Brother will be well hung after that. Over to my Broncos. So I gotta stop talking about these Panthers, man. They just look good, from 1 to 13. I can't fault them. Liam Martin's back, and we know he's gonna put some hits on. He'll be seeing some opposition over there. I mean, he'd be not wanting to tackle Payne as hard as he normally would, but Patrick Carrigan, on the other hand, and some of those other Queenslanders, he probably looked to flatten them out pretty quickly. And I guess this is just target practice for him, right, for the upcoming weeks against Queensland. He's just got to be firing for Reece Walsh. But I don't think you'll quite get away with that same level of intensity at Clubland, brother. So just be careful there. Mr. Martin, James Fisher-Harris, off contract with the Panthers and heading over to the Warriors at the end of this season. We'll be looking to finish out the year on a high. And, man, we just know he's a workhorse and can put up big numbers through the middle. So expect him to get up some tough carries and put the Panthers on the front foot. What got the Panthers over the line in that first game was their intensity off the line on defense. Some of those looked a little early, but that rushing defense. The Panthers just play suffocating defense, keep you pinned down your own 40, and then when you're kicking, they're just ramming it down your throats. You got Tor coming off the back fence, Taruva coming off the back fence. Normally your Edwards taking the first carry, and he's pretty slippery. He normally evades at least one tackle. And the Broncos, well, we are one of the worst defensive teams in the comp. We got exposed last week versus the Warriors, and one person won't fix the team. Yes, we see Payne Haas, Paddy Carrigan, and Reece Walsh come back in the squad, but I don't think it's going to help solve the world's problems with this Broncos team. We need to find defense. We need to play for the man to our left and to our right, and at the moment it just seems like everyone's playing for themselves. No one's quite standing up when we need them to, and the intensity is just not quite there. Also, a lot of unforced errors creep into our game. What are we doing? We're forcing things when we don't need to, and we're trying to chance our hand too much, trying to rely on dumb luck to come up with enough plays to get us over that line, to get us breaking the line, getting us close to the try line. Hopefully the weather's good, because we haven't played very well in the wet weather, because we rely on passing the ball ridiculously, getting it out wide, passing it back in, just mumble-jumble kind of football. I'm interested to see Dean Mariner in the centres there this week. Normally on the wing. I don't think we've actually seen him play in the centres this year at all. So it's going to be interesting to see him play there inside Corey Oates. I know he'll be able to deliver Corey some ball, but I think Dean just don't pass, Cuzzy. Just run it yourself. You can get over the line more than he can, so just and then who you go up against? Paul Alamuti. Yeah, burn him, torch him, and then flick pass out to Oates if you have to. But if you don't have to, then over the line you go. We're looking for a big performance from Selwyn Cobbo, who wants to get the nod for Origin Game 3. He'll be looking to put up big numbers through the middle, just tough carries, and hopefully get some line breaks. He's a big body. He's a strong defender. We just need him to be able to put up those minutes that we know he can, and we just need, a strong performance. I think all the Broncos need to focus on is getting to their sets and limiting errors. If they can do that, they'll be all right. I don't know if they'll win, but they'll be all right. They won't get blown out like they did last week. But if they play like they did last week, well, we're in for a big night. Might be 66-0. That's my take on this team. I'm going Panthers. Second week in a row, I'm picking against the Broncos. I'm going to keep picking against them until they prove me wrong. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
You pretty much covered everything, man, for this game. I'm picking the Panthers as well, based on the fact that rarely do they lose 2 in a row. And coming off that loss with all the Origin stars returning. But I would think your team would be up for it, right? I mean, it's the finals rematch. You need some bit of a revenge. But yeah, without Reynolds there, it's hard to see it. I think Payne Haas, and Carrigan gives you a shot up front. Reece Walsh and Ezra Mann, I think, give you a shot at the back, but just not having Reynolds there, someone that can control the game with his kicking, just makes it that much harder. And I think Penrith, they kind of have looked a bit human lately, which is crazy to see, but I mean, it had to happen eventually, right? 4 years of dominance, 4 straight finals, 3 straight championship wins, and all the talent that they've lost. So it feels like for the first time in a long time, they are now closer towards the pack. They're not so far out in front. But in saying that, they are still elite, and I kind of just expect them to get the job done. And if they don't, I'll be a little bit surprised, and maybe I'll start asking questions. But Cleary can't be too far away. Luai's been holding it down. Jack Cole, I haven't really seen much of him. Seen moments. I just keep hearing about him. But I think he's still maybe a few years away. Yeah, Paul Alamoti, sad to see him leave the Bulldogs, but he had to go, and he is flourishing in his new system. And with Taylor May pretty much on outer, not just at Penrith, but in the NRL, I wouldn't be surprised if he re-signs. I don't know if they sign him for 1 year or 2 years, but he's a good filler. And Taylor May might just be done altogether at Penrith. So see what happens there. But I'll keep it pretty short. I'm going with the Penrith over your Broncos. Final score 20-10. With that, we are moving on to the first game of your Super Saturday. This game is kicking off at 5 p.m. and it is at Accor Stadium, Sydney. It is, of course, my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs up against the Wars. Precursor to a good game after this one, which is not NRL. But a big game, man. This is our game before the bye. So we're guaranteed the points from the bye. I feel as though we need to win this game to solidify our spot in the top 8. And if we can win it, I think we might be, I wouldn't say a lock, but we'll be a long way to going towards the 8. Which we haven't done in a very, very long time. We have a pretty stock standard team. I was hoping Jack Preston would be back, but rumour has it from field goal he twisted his ankle. It's a leg injury this time at training.
Ooh.
And because we have the bye, they've decided to give him pretty much this week and next week. Well, pretty much 3 weeks to get ready. So he unfortunately is not in this team. But we do have the return of Kurt Mann from suspension. Ben Hayward's been good at the 13. I prefer Hayward off the bench just because he's so tiny. And saying that Kurt Mann is also tiny. But Kurt Mann's kind of used to it by now. So maybe they'll do the switch. I'm not too sure. We have Kikau who played through his sore finger last game. He's back. Critter, obviously. Blake Wilson, since Connor Tracy, he's back at fullback. So what that meant is Carreras got shifted back to the wing. Blake Wilson held his spot. So it is Gerald Skelton who has unfortunately missed out. Named as, it looks like, 18th man. Blake Taff is also in that reserves. I don't see him getting caught up. Josh Curran and Curtis Moran are kind of entrenched, our 2 props off the bench. And it's that number 17 that's kind of been changing. Lipoi Haupoi's been good the last few weeks. But I imagine when Preston comes back, he'll be the one that drops out. And then we'll have which will pretty much be our full strength team at this point. Looking at the Wars, again, you have Tamati Martin and Harris Tavita in your halves. Adam Fanua Blake is the one player that really scares me for this game. I feel as though he could just fuck shit up, and I'm not happy about it. Our small forward pack, have held firm this season, and they've actually did a job on a number of their bigger packs. But there's just something about Fanua Blake that I do not like. I feel as though he is just going to not care and be like, I do not care. Your team is small. I'm coming at you. And if he gets over the advantage line for them, you have the likes of Wade Egan, who can control things from the ruck. And then Tamati Martin's been playing really, really good. He might make it in my GM mode next week. Something to watch out for in the future, potentially. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I think our advantage on this team is, well, it's kind of like the boot of Matt Burden. We've seen it last week. His boot kept us in it, and then his boot ended up winning it for us. I don't see him putting up many Burden specials. I knew he'd put them, like, doesn't do them as much because it's too unpredictable. It could get us a penalty. It could also give the other team a 7-tackle set. So it's that risk to reward. And he doesn't really need to, especially if he can just land the ball inside their 10 every time. And they have to catch it. So he's a bit more selective when he does do it. But, yeah. Look, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it short as well. I think my Bulldogs can get it done, man. I really do. So I'm going to pick them. Obviously, Matt Burden to win player of the game. I mean, he's going to be my player of the round. In a tight one, I just hope Anna Black doesn't wreck my team. If I had to give you a final score, I think my Bulldogs will win this one 20-14. In a close one at Accor Stadium. But my boys get it done and choose themselves in the top 8. And the Wars, because of this loss, they might be on outer looking in, and that top 8's going to get harder and harder to make. But other than that, man, don't really have much else to say. I'm pretty keen to watch this game. I mean, it's definitely one of the games I'm watching. Probably the one game that I will watch with full intent because of who the two teams are and where they are on the ladder. But I'll hand it over to you if you got anything. Feel free to add.
Yeah. Look, a lot of the Bulldogs' success has come off the back of Burton's kicking, right? His boots, what's played them into the power that they have at the moment, alongside Stephen Crichton's, his leadership as a player, as a captain, he's why I would love to see him in a Broncos jersey. He'd fit right in, eh? He'd be Bronco man for life. Imagine him, and then outside him, Cobbo. Ooh, deadly. But anyway, looking at this Warriors team, man, they looked good last week. However, last week they were playing. Yeah, we're in 10th, but we look like we should be hanging out with the Eels and the Tigers down the bottom there. We should be, the way we play, we should be where the Titans are. I think the Titans are only so low because of their early season start. They went 6 games, 7 games without a win. The Warriors, I think the Warriors have to win every game from here on out to keep the bandwagon alive, to keep the gas in the bandwagon. Because what is finals footy without Wars fans whinging about the ref, whinging about the system? That's what makes the game great, because we just love to hear them whinge and moan. I'm talking to all of you. I'm looking dead ass down the barrel of this camera. All you Warriors fans, stop fucking whinging. Look, I think the Warriors can get it done, man. I don't know what their win percentage is with Tamari Martin at 7, but it must be pretty good in terms of, his ability to steer the ship with variety, I think is the best way to put it. He adds variety to the Warriors that they had last year that caught everyone off guard. I think that's what he brings to the mix. So shout out to, what's his name? Metcalf, for getting injured, brother. You paved the way for this new era of Wars. One thing that I have read about this Warriors team is that they are considering shifting Roger to the wing when Rocco Berry comes back, which is what I've been saying to do for a long time now, because it gives him like a first touch off kicks. So he'll be one of the first back for kick returns, and if they kick his way, then he gets carry. He gets instant offense with a bit of space. That's what we want to see. He's also got that finishing touch, man. He can finish. He can finish. So I think putting him on the wing will be a huge asset for this Warriors. Looking over the Bulldogs, man, you already said it, bruh. Bulldogs get shit done. They got that dog in them. And throwback to, I think it must be episode 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is a year that ends in a 4. Bulldogs have won or lost the championship every year that ends in a 4. And it kind of alternates between win-loss, win-loss. Wind back the clock to, what was it, 2014? Loss? 2024? So Bulldogs will be looking to, stamp the mark, build a bit of plus and minus against the other teams. I don't know. This is a game I can't really call. And just because I've been on the wagon for most of the season now, I might as well just roll with them. I'll just go against you. I'm just going. To be honest, I couldn't tell you which team's going to win. I think it could go either way. But I'm just jumping on the wagon. The bus is here, brother. I'm getting picked up. I got my... No, I don't actually. I don't have any Warriors gear in here. Got my shirt, got my ticket. Let's push. So yeah, I'm going Warriors over the Bulldogs, and if they do win, it'll be just. But yeah, Bulldogs probably take it out. Heading over Saturday, 6th of July, 7:30 p.m. The West Tigers, for some reason, have a game, and they're hosting the Storm. The Storm are placed number 1 at its Lightheart Sydney Oval. Look, I just think it's going to be what do they call it? An old-fashioned slobber knocker. That's what this is going to be, an old-fashioned slobber knocker. I think when it rains, it pours, and it's going to pour, baby. It's going to pour. The Melbourne Storm are going to tear through this West Tigers team, although without Harry Grant, this is the second week now since Origin he hasn't been playing. There is a rumour, Full Gould put it out on his show the other day, that Harry Grant has a sternum injury which takes a little bit longer than normal to heal. Most people just thought it was because of the head knock and that scar that he got from the headbutt with, was it Cotter? I think it was Cotter. Origin game 2. So everyone thought the game last week he was just resting because of that. Well, now this is the second week in a row he's not been named in the side. So that is a storyline to watch as we get closer to Origin, because if that happens, that could open the door for your boy Reid to get some game time for the Maroons. Looking at these Tigers, I just want to see Whanau get up to some shit. I want to see Whanua Pule do some shit, and if we see Craig Bellamy talking to Stefano at any point in this game, tampering. If at any point I see Craig on the field talking to Stefano, tampering. Block it. Flanders, block it. Tampering. Who am I looking forward to? A big performance from... it's my boy. It's my boy, Jack. Jack going for a double this week. Speaking of Jack, have you heard from Jack? Our mate, Jack? No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
I'm going to send him this episode, timestamp 1 hour, 2 minutes. Jack, we at? Little bitch. Not this Jack Health. We have a friend named Jack. We call him Black Jack. He's a bit more melanin than the rest of us. I don't really have much to say on the Tigers. I think Will Warbrick's going for a double. I think he's going to attack Charlie Staines, and there's nothing he can do about it. Jack Howarth, I think he's just going to run through Solomon Fa'atape and then just flick off to, who's Kane Bradley?
I have no idea.
Where's Remy?
Remy Smith.
Yeah.
Bro, well, I thought Howarth was injured. So I'm actually quite surprised that he's even named.
Well, Pep's supposed to be injured or returning. Munster's penciled for 22. Nick Meaney is due back in round 20. No. Is he their kicker?
Nick Meaney?
Yeah.
But Pat will be kicking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I expect some good sweep plays from Pep. I think it's going to go... It'll probably go, from the hooker, whoever that is, to Hughes. Hughes will step, Chig, flick it out wide to Pep. Pep will run as far as he can, and then probably pass one out to Warbrick, who will just dab it down right there on the edge. Look out for that play, Melbourne fans. And there's nothing the Tigers can do about it. But if the Tigers get up, that'd be pretty gangster too, because, that's a huge dub for Benji, but probably not. I reckon 66-0.
God damn, you reckon that one-sided, eh? Well, I don't blame you. To be honest, I'm not going to watch this game. It's the same time as the All Blacks play, so just want to put it out there. And I also think the Storm are going to smoke them too. But What was I going to say? I think I had something to say. Did I? Nah. Actually, no. I don't think I got anything to say. Other than West Tigers, I expect you to get smoked. Storm, do your thing. I think I thought they might push Pep to wing or put Farlong, or is that his name, to wing. Like to
Yeah.
start both of them, because I don't know who the hell Kane Bradley is. Who are you, Kane Bradley? Howarth. Yeah, I thought he was injured, so I didn't think he was getting named. I wouldn't be surprised if Remus, if he is, then Smith will take his spot, I'd assume. And Alec McDonald, didn't he just resign? I thought he plays in the backs. Man, I swear some of these names confuse me from the
I
Storm.
have no idea who half these people are.
Like,
oh, look, there's Remus.
yeah, 80th man. Dude, Edamir, is he back? What? Another one that did ACL. But somehow came Bradley. Once again, for the fourth time, I have no idea who you are. Imagine he scores a double. That'd be the funniest shit ever.
Kane Bradley?
It still wouldn't matter because I'm not watching that game, so it does care. Anyway, that's all
Let's
I got
have a
for
look. Hold
that.
on. How much?
Oh, yeah.
How much is
Go.
it paying out for a double? We're gonna find out. Carry on with your thing. I'm gonna find this out before we move on.
Yeah, you find
Keep
that
talking.
out. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. Good to see Adam Dewey back. Charlie Staines, you are whack. Lachlan Galvin back at 6. Partnered with Adam Caesar. Yeah, it's a solid one. I just think Jerome Hughes is gonna run all over them again. He's just dominant at the moment. My Smokey, no, actually, he replaced my original Core 4 Dully M winner, which was Cameron Munster, if you've been following us from the start. So you know how I feel about Munster at the moment. Not happy is the answer. Not happy at all. Although, to be fair, I did not know. I knew he was injured. I didn't know his injury was that bad. Had I known it was that bad, I just wouldn't have picked him to start with. So, kind of my own fault. Should have did more research into it. But it is what it is. And now I've jumped on Jerome Hughes. He is my favourite to win Dudley M Award. Do I know why? No, I don't know why. But I think he is dominant and been in good form. And it seems every time he plays well, the Storm win. And a lot of the reason is because of him. Yes, anyway, that's enough for that game that I'm not going to watch. Let's moving on to...
Kane Bradley, $3.10 for a double.
For a double? Is that it? What?
I guess it's because it's the Tigers and they assume everyone can score a double versus the Tigers because Howarth is paying more than Bradley at $5.60 for a double.
Is this Kane Bradley's debut?
I don't know who Kane Bradley is.
It has to be his debut, right? What the fuck?
For Melbourne. No, he's played 6 games and scored 2 tries.
Oh, that's a lie.
He's played 2 games this season.
When?
Off the interchange and as a replacement.
Oh. Well, the more you know.
Who did he play against? Well, apparently he's played replacement for in round 1 and 2 against the Warriors. He came off interchange. Oh, so he's been on the interchange. He actually hasn't played. He's been named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, but played 2. Oh. Played 1 against the Knights, played for 60 minutes, and then played 1 against the Raiders, played for 27 minutes.
Interesting. All right, that's enough of that.
Try.
We are moving on.
No tries.
Moving on to the last game of the Super Saturday. It is the Cowboys versus Sea Eagles. This game is up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Good game, this one, actually. Cowboys, I think, somehow are in the 8. I don't even know how. And you got the Sea Eagles, who are just outside. So, vital game for both. Cowboys need a win to solidify their spot in the top 8. Sea Eagles, they're kind of like they're 1 point out, I believe, because of that draw. And as you can see, at that number 3 position for the Eagles, you have the return of Tommy Turbo, but he's returning at centre. So Kohler is keeping his jersey at number 1. And yeah, expected move this. There were talks about it when he was off injured that they were going to shift him to centre. lighten his workload, I guess, and to preserve his body. But I wonder if that means, like, say they get the top 8, do they shift them back? Or is it saying, like, if they're doing the shift to preserve him, right? When you get to the top 8 or the playoffs, if they get there, does that mean you switch him back? I don't know. Interesting.
Nah.
Right? So I would think it's a permanent move too. But look, we know he's great wherever he plays. He showed us how brilliant he is at centre in Origin. You know, his Origin games there have been dynamite. He's won player of the game. Sorry, team. Some more technical difficulties, okay? Look, our internet just maybe isn't up to scratch.
Humble beginnings,
Maybe we need a new modem. Yeah, you know, we got to start somewhere. I can't be hotspotting the work phone all the time, Fano. You know, I'll get the email saying, hey, you're using up too much gigs. But sorry for the interruption. We are back. And where was I talking about? I was talking about Tommy Turbo. He should get the ball because he's next to DCE. If he was in number 4 next to Luke Brooks, I would be worried. But I am not. Who's outside him? Jason Saab? Ooh, that's a good position to be outside Turbo. Only good things happen when you're outside him. I feel as though he is their dude. And yeah, moving over to the Cowboys, just taking a quick look at their team. They had the bye, right? Last week. I don't remember them playing last week.
Panthers.
I take that back. That's right. They absolutely beat the Panthers. Great victory for them. So, you know, they could be on the up. Obviously, with the news that Chad Townsend is leaving, going to the Roosters. I don't know what the Roosters are up to. I don't think he makes them any better. But look, he secured a spot. I know we were looking at him. I don't think we were seriously looking at him. I actually would have been a little bit disappointed if we didn't get him. He's just a little bit too old now. I reckon we just stick with Toby Sexton. But look, man, the Cowboys got it done last week. Can they get it done again? They're at home. I mean, yeah. If you follow the podcast, you know I'm not a fan of watching Cowboys games. I mean, I'm just learning who Reece Robertson is, and I'm only doing that by watching Origin. The Seagulls are also another team that I don't really watch that often, so this game isn't really one that rings any sort of banger for me. In fact, it sounds like an early night is what I'm trying to say. But if I'm still up after the All Blacks game, this is one that I'll probably flick over and watch. But I really couldn't tell you which way it's going to go. I think they're two evenly matched teams. I will say that. Looking at the battle of the fullback, it's the speed of Kohler against the playmaking of Drinkwater. You have the two Sheriffs and Townsend against DCE. Tommy Dearden, I think he's got the edge over Luke Brooks. Robertson, I think he easily got the edge over Jake Simpkins. You have that battle of Olakau'atu against Nanai. That'll be interesting to watch. And you got Cotter against Jake Travojevic. So good battles all around. You got our boy Griffin Neem up against Nathan Brown. A little bit gutted that Neem isn't starting. I thought Tamalolo needs to go back to the bench. But good battles all around, man. Honestly. You got Murray Tuolangi going up against who you like to call the real Turbo, eh?
Yeah, man.
Is that your boy, Tommy
T.
Talau?
The real Tommy T.
Yep, Tommy T. Yep, there it is. Look, I think I'm going to go with the Cowboys just because they're at home. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I'm sticking with the Cowboys. They're going to get it done. They're the home team. I think they got a little bit of form. They knocked off Penrith, so you would hope their confidence will carry on to this week. Final score, I'm going to go with... some reason, I'm thinking shootout. So let's score it like a shootout. I'm going to go... well, I mean, shootout in terms of what I mean. I'm going to go 30-24 to the Cowboys.
Okay. I don't have too much to add on to this game, outside the fact that I wish Tom was in the 4 jersey and Garrick was in the 3. I'd rather see Tommy T get some more pies, man, to see if he can to do better than that 4 that he got. But also with Tom coming back, it is the return of the Turbo Triple, baby. We're going to see if we can get all three Trbojevic brothers over the line at some point this season. I think the 1 week they did it, I missed out. I didn't put any money on it. Fucking idiot. But yeah, I don't know. We see the return of both teams' origin stars. The Cowboys beat the Panthers with no origin stars. Both teams were without their origin players last week, so that was an impressive feat on both sides. But man, I really look forward to seeing Robson out there, man. He just does bits. Could you imagine how he must feel, though? Like, he, I think, is the only, well, him and Chad are the only two New South Wales boys in that Queensland side. Like, they must get some heat, eh? Like,
I think Drinkwater's New South Wales
is
dude
he?
as well. Yeah, obviously, like, not in the squad, but I think he's New South.
So he's got some mates. He's got some mates.
Yeah, he's got some mates.
I feel like Niamir would be a Queenslander just because they were the ones who were dominant during his early years as a child. So I feel like Niamir, he's a Queenslander, and Tom Malolo, he obviously wanted to play Queensland if they had let him with the new rules and things because he's Tongan international. Was he eligible? Nah, he must have been there when he was 13, eh?
Nah.
Didn't hit the eligibility criteria. Because you can you play there after leaving the Kiwis to play for Samoa or Tonga?
Well, technically speaking, yes, because of the Tier 1, Tier 2. So Samoa, Tonga being Tier 2.
Can you then
they could get in that loophole?
defer from Tonga, Samoa to go Kiwis? Or Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a revolving door.
Because it's not, they don't have the, it's only tier, it's because they are Tier 2. I think you can go back and forth between the two, but you can't Tier 1 because it's why Victor Radley can't play New South because he represented England.
Ah, right.
Yeah. But that's about the likes of Stephen Crichton and Toto can do both.
I wish they just let it be, man. If you've got Kiwis want to play for you, then they then play for us too. Because didn't that used to be the whole thing with State of Origin though? Was it was a selection process for Australia?
Yeah.
Right.
Australia.
Anyway, I'm going Cowboys in this game. I have no idea about this, but I'm going Cowboys. Just Queenslander. Looking over to my favourite team, the Sydney Roosters, hosting the St George Illawarra Dragons. I quite like the Dragons, man. They've been on the up and ups. We see Michael Jennings coming in for the injured Joey Manu. Joey Manu is expected to be out for at least a month, which means he'll get some well-needed rest time. Bro, my mind's moving so much faster than my mouth can keep up with. It's very difficult. I'll definitely lay off the caffeine next episode, Fano. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this Roosters team will be looking to add, what's his name, Townsend to the mix very shortly. So that'll be something for them to look forward to in the near future. And amongst that, they got, what's his name? Pronounce that name for me again. The Australian guy coming over after the Olympics.
I will not even try. First name, Mark.
Mark who?
Mark something.
Marcus McCarthy, Mark Andrews. What a prospective career. He has the opportunity to win an Olympic gold medal and potentially an NRL premiership in the same year. I don't know if that's been done yet. Has it been done? I don't think it's been done, eh?
No, hardly.
Like, I know people have gold medals and a premiership, but they've never done it in the same year. So I hope it doesn't happen. One, because I'm a Kiwi. I want our team to win the Sevens. What are they even called? Are they called like the All Black Sevens team? Or like
Yeah, I think so. I think the men's
Yeah, I hate that's their name. And never mind. That's a tangent. Back over here, it's good to see Lomax back. He took a break last week to help that knee because we saw his knee strapped up in Origin. So we see him back on the wing again. And potentially, like I said, keen to backflip. So if he's keen to backflip, stay at the Dragons, brother. you look the part there, or at least go to a team that has a quality 7, like Parramatta does, but you need that coach to back you up. And I guess stay with Flano. Like, you've turned into a Dally M winger under the guidance of Flano. So why leave? It's beyond me. Faitala Mariner and Sewer are proving to be a handful in the second row. Who they beat last week? Who did the Dragons play last week?
Can't remember.
Someone pull it up real quick. We're quickly going back. Who'd they play? They played the Dolphins, that's right, and they thrashed them. And it came off the back of their Jaden Sewer, Raymond Faitala Mariner. A little bit harder this week, though, because you're going up against Angus Crichton and Victor Radley on those edges, who will match that intensity. Angus has just re-signed. They made it official like middle of the week, this week. So Angie, big angry Angus, will be staying with the Sydney Roosters. Good decision? Bad decision? What do you think?
Great decision by them, but I wonder if he was in the purple patch of form because of his contract year.
Hey, we'll find out.
So
we'll
now
find
that
out.
the bag's been secured, yeah.
But I mean, mind you, he's been performing just as well at club level as he did at Origin. Like, that's carried over. So, I mean, as long as he can keep doing that for the Roosters, stay healthy, brother. That's all I pray for you, is just to stay healthy. Get out of this game unharmed, please. You too, Zachy. We need you unharmed, brothers. Pull through, please. These are two of my favourites in the New South Wales jerseys. If I could, I'd get me a Crichton and a Lomax jersey if they sold players' jerseys. I'd definitely do that. Jared Wadia Hargreaves, the hard man, still starting. Brandon Smith in that hooking role. He was a little bit rocky there, but it looks like he's turned his relationship around with the staff at the Roosters, which is good signs to see. Tedesco doing Tedesco things. Let's see if he can keep it up. I don't have as much beef with Tedesco these days. I made my peace with him. I think it's because I don't see him in Origin at the moment, so I've made my peace, and we move on. I also forgot to turn the light on this entire show. I've been going without the side light. Great.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just one of them nights, Fano. It's just one of them nights. That's all I've got to say on this team, this game. I'm going Dragons, baby.
Damn, going to Dragons. Well, I am not following suit. I am definitely going the Roosters. They have been one of the form teams, I feel, for this last, couple of months. They've been doing really, really well, and I expect nothing less. I know the Dragons have also been doing well, but I just don't care. Look, man. They still got the newest Bulldogs, Satili Tupanua, is at centre. I forgot he played there last week, and I heard he did really, really well. So he holds down that spot. And you got the old man, Michael Jennings, is back in the team as well. I just noticed on the Roosters bench that they've got Spencer Leniu on their bench as well. I mean, look at that bench. Just don't look at Nat Butcher, but look at those other three. You got White, Terrell May, and Spencer Leniu. Oh my goodness. I think when those three come on... Oh, actually, will they come on? Nah. White and May normally come on around the same time, eh?
Yeah.
Like, they're almost like a package deal.
But what sucks about Terrell May is when he's not starting, he doesn't play as well.
Yeah, true that. Could we see a late switch? Like, because they do it quite a bit with Jared, right? Where he's named to start, but he always ends up coming off the bench.
Well, most of the time this season, throughout the middle of the season, he's been starting, though.
Okay. Yeah. Because does Connor Watson play the whole game? 80 minutes?
Nah, I think he switches out. Because I think he shifts to hooker, and then Brandon comes off for a bit.
Oh, he does too, eh? Yeah. Which means, and then Lindsay Collins and yeah, true that. So, oh, bro, I mean, even that trio of White, Man, Linu, all three of them on at the same time. Damn. And they're replacing, well, not replacing, but Watson goes to hooker, Brandon Smith, the one that comes off, and then Jared and Lindsay Collins. That's solid, man. Net Butcher, I don't know what you're up to, if I'm being honest.
He's a bit like my Fletcher Baker.
Even I know the Roosters fans don't like him. It's not that they don't like him. Like, he's had moments, but this season just hasn't been a good season for him. You know what I mean? I mean, just to show you how we know, it's because they shifted Victor Rowley from 13 to 12. And I think the shift was made is because they were saying that the edges, like the ball wasn't moving, like it would get to the second rower and it would pretty much just stick. Where Victor Rowley got that ball playing ability, so having him on the edge, that kind of got a bit of X factor there. But yeah, look, do I even need to say anything about the Dragons? I feel as though you covered them quite well. Yeah, I mean, right. That's, I guess, the news coming out of Dragons is, will Zach Lomax backflip?
I hope.
I don't know. Guess we'll have to see, right? But even if he... they kind of need him to backflip, right? I mean, he shouldn't have signed that deal so quick. I mean, the dude was playing ridiculously form. Like, his form was ridiculous. Signs that deal. I felt it was a bit hasty. I reckon he could have got more if he waited till after Origin or even the end of the year, just on the trajectory that he was. Luckily, going to be the Delhi M Winger of the Year, I'd say. Or if not, he's definitely the early favourite too. And it'd be good to see the Dragons get a win for once, in terms of like the people that they're signing. I think Ben Hunt's re-sign, so it's a win. Will they re-sign Jack de Belin? I don't know. I really like de Belin, but he is getting up there in age. So it's something to watch out. But I'm going to go with the Roosters to win this one. They, I think, too much inform. Final score, we're going to go with 28-8. So comfortable win. Which brings us to the final game of round 18. This one is played at GIO Stadium. That's how they say it. They just spell that one out, don't they? No one says that name. Kicking off at 6 p.m. Sunday afternoon. It is the Raiders versus the Knights. Now, does this game get me up out of bed? The answer is no. But if one player could, it is the return of the number one for the Knights, Kalen Ponga. Now, I don't know how he came back so fast. Questions. Oh, he on that cover as well, eh?
I think so.
Wow. But look, right, and you've said it. People have been coming back early, or those who have been on like injury, come back, play a half, and then they're back injured again. Would it be the same for Kalen Ponga? I don't know. Now, moving on to the Raiders now, did Kyle Weeks get moved from 7 to 1 last week?
No, I think naturally he's actually a fullback. Because I just picked him up, and I didn't pick him up, sorry. I seen him in fantasy, and he's got wing fullback title. So I think first he's a wing fullback, and second he's a half.
Because, when he got that full-length try against the Storm, I was like, man, he'll look good at fullback, like how he was able to change the speed. But then I was also wondering, like, why was he back there anyway to start with? Yeah, now that I see him named there, I don't know.
Well, it's because your mate Rapana ain't doing it at fullback.
Hey, whoa.
What are you wowing me for? When was the last time you watched a Raiders game?
Hey, mate. Oh, mate. It's been a while, alright? But Rapana's my man. That's my dude.
Hey, brother, there's some people just know when to hang it up, and some people hang around too long.
Hey, he's had many a great years. Fuck, he was killing it at the start of the year. Pretty much the only one doing anything for the Raiders, and then it just went
His kicking game is what's
Like-
killing them from fullback.
Oh
His
yeah,
dropouts,
I never said he was a kicker.
his dropouts, gee, are
Never
like
said he
someone
was
at
a
high
kicker.
school just ready to leave.
Yeah, true that. But look, he's back at wing now, where I think he's always been a great wing. Where do I think this game will be won and lost? To be honest, I could not tell ya. Obviously, there's the sad news of Daniel Saifidi. I think he's been given the clear to go and find a new team, which is crazy. You can see the Saifidi twins broken up, which is sad. I also heard that the number 9, Jaden Brayley, Mr. Made of Glass, who always gets injured, might also be shown the door. I don't know that Peter O'Sullivan was their dude.
Who?
I swear I read that somewhere, like, he's the one, Peter O'Sullivan. I thought he was at the Dolphins. Like like the roster dude?
Oh.
GM?
Oh, yo.
Like outfield goal, I think?
They're like their recruiter.
Yeah. Because he's looking to... Yeah, he's looking to create some space, eh? So, looks like Daniel got the tap on his shoulder saying, oh, yeah, feel free to look for another club. Jaden Brayley looks like he's going to be showing the door as well. Fair enough, dude, because the bro's just always injured. I feel as though he's missed more games than he's played. But interesting to see what they do if they do go and where they spend that money. Well, I think it's... No, I never think they got money to spend. I think they might have to get rid of someone just to
yeah, because of that Ponga cloud.
Just to get under the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why, because of the Ponga thing. But look, man, it's good to see him back. I mean, the Knights, I feel better with him. Be interesting to see how he goes with Hastings and Will Price. Will Price had a great debut. Can he follow it up? Debut was here. It is now gone. Now it's time to prove whether you are an NRL player. Obviously, you do that over weeks, but he's had a great start. Adam Cook. Do you know anything about Adam Cook?
I know his wife plays for Origin, for the Blues.
Yeah. True. Buzzy. Tom Starling, obviously starting at 9. Danny Levi. Oh, didn't Danny Levi miss next week? Oh, last week?
He missed next week, G.
Yeah, no. I was like, hey, next week, no.
I think so. I think he did.
That's right, because we were yeah.
Because I think we were looking through and then we're like, hey, Danny Levi, where's Danny Levi?
Yeah, he wasn't there, eh? Sad, man. Nah, but I think it's going to be a close contest, this one. I think it'll be one in the forwards. Whoever can get their team go forward ball will most likely win. And with that should come the domination of the field and the territory. If you control the ball, you're halfway to winning. I think I was actually going to pick the Raiders until I seen this Adam Cook dude. And in fact, Pong is back. So I'm going to do a late night switch. Here I'm going to go with the Knights. Do I care about them? Hell no. But we don't have to play them again, and we smoked them twice this year, so I'm happy. So they can beat the Raiders for could I give you a score? Not really. But I'm going to go with the Knights to win this one. In a close one, low scoring, I'm going to go with 18-10 to the Knights. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, you talked about Kalen Ponga. You talk about that re-injury rate of all players coming back off of injury. Well, I think the coach understands a little bit about that because who do we see on the interchange? We see last week's fullback Fletcher Sharp in at 14. Now, where does Fletcher Sharp go? I don't think he plays hooker. I don't think the bro plays in the halves. I don't know if he's a winger. And he sure as hell ain't playing in the centres. So, is he just there for a safety precaution? If so, why is he so high up in the interchange? Normally they put that kind of interchange around the 17 something to look out for there, Knights fans. But it's nice knowing that you've got that cover in case Ponga goes down again. Now, the Knights, previous to Ponga's return, well, previous to his injury, they looked lackluster, trying to force Ponga's injection into the game. It wasn't natural. He goes down. The Knights look good. They obviously had the who's playing what position in the halves. They couldn't quite figure that out until last week, where Will Price looked almost certain to take that 6th role. He just ran the ball really nicely. Like, he's a good, strong ball carrier, and I think he complements that Hastings standoffishness a lot, and it's what they needed, because I think Cogger and Hastings together, they both try to just play ball playing, out the back, just trying to be playmakers, whereas Will Price actually takes on that line a little bit more. Yes, the return of Kalen Ponga will definitely catch the eye of one Mr. Slater, who could potentially be looking for another fullback. No, wait. Holmes is done. He's not in the team if Ponga stays healthy this weekend.
What you mean?
Ponga can kick.
For Origin?
Yeah. Because
they're not. Well, you think Welsh doesn't make it?
Yeah.
What? Boy, you crazy.
I'm crazy. Man, I'm going to need a big performance from Reece this weekend to convince me otherwise. But what have we seen from him in the past 2 years of Origin? Not a lot.
Who? Reece Welsh? Well, I mean, we've seen, he hasn't had the greatest Origin this year because he got knocked out the first 5 minutes. In his first game back after getting knocked out was another Origin.
He's played 4 games, hasn't he?
His team didn't get the ball.
4 games, no tries. Hammer's scored every time he plays.
Yeah, Hammer's a finisher, though.
Nah, but some of them are like, he's a starter and a finisher. I'm turning on this light as well. It's I just need a little bit more of it. So, yeah, now look, there's potential that Holmes doesn't secure that job. Now they have a secondary kicker available to them. So I think Billy's got choices now. He doesn't necessarily have to pick Holmes. Because in my head, I'm thinking maybe shift Hammer to fullback, bring in Cobbo, but they have that wing spot open now as well. So who does that go to? And then there's that whole thing of they keep Holmes, they keep Hammer, they keep Walsh, and they put Cobbo on the wing in place of Coates. Because who else is available on the wing? Oh, Alofiana Campanita is another one that they're thinking of in that mix. But you can't say no.
Interesting to see, man.
Kalen's healthy and happy, man. Like, he can kick goals. Because Val just got dominated in game 2 against Latrell. He was getting bullied, and he said, "Oh, we'll just limit Latrell's attack by keeping him busy on defense all night." Brother, that was all him the whole night. Val was on defense, and Val was getting owned, and then on offense, Trowell was up under his ribs, man. So, yeah, look. Back to this Knights. Kalen Ponga, I think, will definitely have a big game to put his name in the hat for Billy Slater's Queensland Game 3 team. If anyone will have a big game, I'm hoping it's the best. I hope he has the best performance, and y'all know I'm talking about Mr. Bradman Best. I'm looking forward to seeing him carry on from where he's been playing in these past few weeks. I hope he doesn't get less touches in order for Kalen to get injected into this game. I think just let Kalen naturally get injected into this game and force the ball Bradman's way, because we all know if Kalen's just tailing off of Bradman breaks the line, offload, Ponga's gone. So, yeah, that's my predictions for this game. Raiders, I don't know, man. They got some players there. Smithies, I just hope Smithies scores a try and gets like 100 tackles. Other than that, that's it for me from that game. That sums up our round 18. Hoo-wee. Can I ask you a question before we move on to our TAB section?
Go hard.
Who's a player you just have absolute beef with? They just instantly incite just something within you, and you just beef with them. You don't even have to know them. Who's that one player?
Oh, you already know, yeah. You know, Dallin and Montoya. Can't stand either of them.
Get into your hate for them. Tell us passionately.
I will not forgive. Will not forgive or forget.
Is that because of Dallin?
No, Dallin, because
play the ball the wrong way?
Yeah.
Was he concussed?
It is exactly because he played the ball. I don't know what the hell he was. He was something. He had to go. Yeah, man. And then Montoya, because he dropped the ball, which made us lose the game. It was just a standard pass, and I never forgot it. He also had to be out of that team. So yeah, those two just... I mean, obviously cool to see them doing well, but I could care less. I just do not care for those two at all. Yeah. Yeah, that's off the top of the dome. Those two.
There we go, Fano. There's two. He's beefing with those two players. All right. Are you ready for the TAB round?
Yes, I am.
This is the TAB Bets of the Week, presented by...
What's this? I got one. Presented by Recovery Pro, one of the best recovery tools in the game. You need a massage? Just turn this button on. You can even change the setting, make it hard, push it up, and then just massage away, Fano. There it is, Recovery Pro, the best massage gun in the game.
Recovery Pro, brought to you by The Practice Run, your frontline pass to the hardest sports action. All right, TAB round, man. Well, you normally just go for your head-to-heads, right? I try and go a little bit extra.
Yes.
I go a little bit extra. I go that little bit further, Stefano. I am bringing you the goods. Have any of these come off? Absolutely not. But I'm bringing you the goods. Here we go, Fano. Thursday night. Tonight, I've got Keon Kolomatangi as an anytime try scorer. Tomorrow night, David Fafita, anytime try scorer. Friday night, Brian To'o to score a double. Saturday evening, Reid Maoni. Little scoop from Dummy. Just a little dab over the line. He's so close because Kikau had to play it like an inch, so he just catches a lazy tohu looking the other way, trying to get the rest attention, and then ta-da! Strikes. Then I've got Jerome Hughes, anytime try scorer. I don't even remember the last time Jerome scored a try. I know it was a while ago, so he's due one. And I bet you as he scores it, someone's like half pulled down his shorts out, so like his little budgie smugglers. Him and Tedesco G always get their ass out when they score a try. Another person who hasn't scored a try in a long time, Ruben Cotter, anytime try scorer. Roosters and St. George Illawarra Dragons. I was looking at what's his name, Crichton, but you know what? I thought Queenslander and went Sewer, Jaden Sewer. And then finally, there's only one guess. Guess who I picked for the final game try scorer?
Oh, just assuming it's your boy. Bradman Best.
Simply the best, baby. We're rounding it out with the best. $10 pays out $333,214.
God dang it. Now, yes, obviously, if you follow us on the podcast, you know that I just do the head-to-head bets. And I stuck it in, and it was only like, I think a $10 bet got you like 150. So I've decided to switch it up. And every week I give my predictions of my score. So I decided we'll go with those margins of victory. So I've gone with the Rabbitohs to win, 1-12. Sharks to win, 1-12. Penrith, 1-12. My Bulldogs, 1-12. The Storm, 1-12. Although I think that one was paying less for the 13 plus. Wait, did I pick them to win by heaps? Anyway, that's what I picked. I'm not changing it now. Cowboys 1-12. The Roosters, because I knew I'd picked that score to be 28-8, so I went 13 plus. And the Newcastle Knights to win 1-12. A $10 bet there gets you a return of $40,934.89. So a big improvement on the $150 bet they would have got if I just went for just straight head to head. And that is my TAB bet of the week. It's sponsored by Recovery Pro, the best massage gun in the game.
Well, all right. Hey, this was a fun episode. I enjoyed this episode, Fano. Sorry, I was just a lot of caffeine. I don't drink caffeine, and this is what it does. Just hyperactive. Probably talking a lot faster than I need to be talking, and just a whole lot of just random off-track trains of thought. This is why I know I've got ADHD, and some people say I got a little bit of autism. So it is what it is. But hey, I just want to say thanks for listening. If you made it this far, y'all the real MVP. Thanks so much for tuning in, for following along with the show, for following along with our journey. You guys are the real ones. I'm just checking my lotto. Currently, it's not looking good. Just all this talk about winning, and I'm like, yo, surely. Well, I'm looking, and I ain't winning shit. Nah, not a lucky ticket. I watched the whole thing play out too, so I'm like, yo.
Oh no.
But yeah, where was I? Thank you all so much for listening from around the world, from in our own backyard, from near, from far, from wherever you are. Thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Tu for the final word. But that's it from me, Fano. Catch us later.
Yes, kia ora everyone for joining us on this journey. Making it to the end of another podcast. We are quickly approaching episode 50, Fano. So if you've been with us from the start, you'll know we come from humble beginnings. We got the 240p camera action over here. I think it's slightly better. Thank you to the work laptop. One day we will advance to the 4K like the bro over there, so we're not looking as out of place. But hey, humble beginnings, like I said. Look, hope everyone is safe over the holidays or the coming break. School holidays over here. So the house is going to be hectic or more hectic than it normally is. Luckily, I'm out here in the cabin so I can get some peace and quiet. But look, it's going to be a great weekend of footy. I have no doubt about that. It is the first All Blacks game as well, so looking forward to that. Still don't even know who's in the bloody team. Don't know what's up with that. But we get the start of the Scott Robertson era. But we will leave it there. Always love the support that we get from everyone, both near and far. We do love and appreciate it. And again, if you want to come on our show, hit us up. Hit us up in the DMs. We'll see what we can do. If you bring a voice to the practice run, we're more than happy to hear you out and see what you got. Other than that, though, we will leave it there. See you when we see you. Cheer to the cheer. Ma te wa.